Finland, a land of 1,000 lakes, a land of the midnight sun. But under all that beauty, there's a dark side. A dark side that came to Lake Bodom one night in June 1960. 4 young people were killed. It's a mystery that has scared Finland for many years. The Lake Bodom murders. This case has everything. Young love, terrible violence. One person lived, but they don't remember much. A perfect Finnish summer day, changed forever. For over 60 years we've asked, who did this awful thing? People are still interested even after all this time. There are lots of ideas about what happened. Lots of people were thought to be guilty, but we still don't know. The Lake Bodom murders remind us that some crimes are never forgotten. June 4th, 1960. 4 teenagers wanted some fun. They put up their tent at Lake Bodom, a place where people like to camp and swim. It was warm, and the summer sky was bright. They were young, happy, and had no idea what was about to happen. The victims, 4 teenagers, almost grown-ups. Their names are a part of Finnish history now. Seppo Boisman, Anja Maki, Nils Gustafsson, Tuulikki Maki, 2 boys, 2 girls, friends, enjoying their summer. Soon, their laughter would stop. Around 4 in the morning, something bad happened. Someone with a knife attacked them while they slept. It was a brutal attack. Seppo, Anja, and Tuulikki died. Only Nils lived, badly hurt, and he couldn't remember much. The piece of Lake Bodom was gone. Now, it was a scary place. The tent was ripped. Blood was on the sleeping bags. The quiet Finnish night was filled with screams, screams that no one heard. Morning came and everyone saw how terrible things were. The Finnish police had never seen a crime scene like this. The murders shocked the whole country. The police started looking for clues, but there were problems right away. The crime scene wasn't protected very well. Important clues might have been ruined. There were footprints everywhere, some barefoot and some from army boots. The knife used in the murders was never found. It seemed like the police weren't getting anywhere. They thought some people might be guilty, but then they let them go. One man who lived nearby, known to be violent, seemed suspicious. He drowned in the lake years later. Did he kill himself, or did something else happen? We'll never know. As time went on, it became harder to solve the case. People were angry with the police. There were many ideas about who did it. Was it a jealous boyfriend or girlfriend, a random attack, or something even scarier? Not knowing the answers made the mystery even bigger. Whispers in the wind, theories and suspicions. Years went by. The Lake Bodom murders became Finland's most famous unsolved crime. People kept guessing what happened. Every few years a new idea would come up, but it wouldn't go anywhere, and it just made things more confusing. Some people thought it was foreign spies. Remember, it was 1960, and people were worried about the Cold War? Maybe the teenagers saw something they shouldn't have. Others thought it was someone from the nearby army base. Maybe a soldier, away from the base, did it. But one name kept coming up, Hans Assmann. He was from Germany, and some said he used to work for the KGB. He had a small shop near the lake. He often wore red shoes like some of the footprints at the crime scene. Assmann died in 2004, and we never found out if he was involved. Because there wasn't much real evidence, these ideas spread. Lake Bodom became known for all these different theories. Each time someone told the story, it became more complicated, but no one knew the real truth. It was lost, like a forgotten memory. The accused, Nils Gustafsson, and the trial. Something surprising happened in 2004. The Finnish police arrested Nils Gustafsson. The only survivor was now the main suspect. New DNA tests connected him to the crime scene. Everyone in Finland was shocked. Could this quiet man who had lived with this terrible memory for so long really be a killer? The police didn't have much to go on. They said Gustafsson attacked his friends because he was jealous. Gustafsson's lawyers said the DNA tests weren't accurate and that the real killer was still out there. The trial was big news in Finland. The whole world watched as people talked about that terrible night again. In the end, the court said Gustafsson was not guilty. The judge said there wasn't enough proof. It seemed like the right thing happened, but some people still thought he might be guilty. Gustafsson went back to his life, but he would always be connected to this tragedy. Even though he wasn't found guilty, people still argued about it. Did the court make a mistake? The questions about Lake Bodom continued. Lake Bodom's long shadow, a cultural phenomenon. The Lake Bodom murders changed Finnish culture. Many books, documentaries, and movies have been made about the case. Each one tries to figure out the mystery and find the truth. The murders became a warning, a reminder that bad things can happen, even in beautiful places. A Finnish metal band, Children of Bodom, named themselves after the tragedy and became famous around the world. Their music is often dark and scary, just like the story of the murders. The band's name became a reminder of the unsolved case. The lake itself, once a peaceful place, became scary. Tourists visited because of the murders. Locals talked about it quietly, still feeling uneasy after all these years. People are still so interested in the Lake Bodom murders because we all want to understand things that don't make sense. The case reminds us that even in the most beautiful places, bad things can happen. And sometimes we never find out the truth. An enduring enigma, the mystery remains. Today, more than 60 years later, we still don't know who committed the Lake Bodom murders. The case is still open, which shows how hard the Finnish police are working. But as time goes on, it becomes harder to find the killer. Time makes it hard to remember and can destroy evidence. Will we ever solve the mystery? Maybe new DNA technology will help us find the answer. Or maybe someone will confess before they die. Until then, Lake Bodom will keep its secrets. The murders affected many people, not just those who lived near the lake. They remind us that life is precious, that violence can happen anytime, and that some mysteries are never solved. People are still interested in the case because we all want to know the unknown. The search for answers continues. The victims and their families deserve justice and peace. But for now, the Lake Bodom murders remain unsolved. They remind us that some wounds, even very deep ones, never really heal.